Yo, we're back coming to the left, and as of today, Ja Morant's suspension has finally came out, and so Ja Morant will be facing a 25-game suspension, so that'll be 25 games without pay, and that's 25 games that the Memphis Grizzlies will not have him. 25 games is about, not half of the season, but like a good little portion, or over a quarter of the season. So I don't know. I mean, in the past, the Grizzlies have been able to play well without him. Whenever he was out for 20 games, they had a really good record. I forget what it was, but yeah, it was kind of expected that he was going to lose a little amount of time, and I can go and look to see what his statement was. Well, okay. Apparently, also, this is what I'm just seeing right now. It says the National Basketball Players Association is unhappy with the length of Ja Morant's suspension and the arbitrary nature of the conditions for his return. We believe it's excessive and inappropriate for a number of reasons, Executive Director Tamika Tremoligo says. And she says that Ja has expressed his remorse and accepted responsibility for his actions, and we support him unequivocal. Yeah, as he does whatever is necessary to represent himself. Our players in our league is in the best possible light, as the discipline imposed, which keeps him off the court until December and requires some unstated conditions to be met before he can return. We believe is excessive and inappropriate for a number of reasons, including the facts involved in this particular incident, and that it's not fair and consistent with past discipline in our league. We will explore with Ja all options and next steps. That's my first time seeing that. That's kind of crazy. I never expected this for someone to be defending him. One thing I can kind of agree with is that that I guess punishments are kind of inconsistent. Miles Bridges, for example, after he did something really bad, and you could say that it was probably worse than Ja Morant's situation, just for the fact it was involved in hurting someone else and domestic violence and all that type of stuff. He was suspended 30 games. Ja Morant is getting 25 games. At the same time, Ja Morant made a mistake and then went behind the commissioner's back and did it again. So that's kind of where I feel like it kind of makes sense for him to have 25 games. But yeah, that was an interesting take on it. Also, reportedly, Nike will not cut ties with Ja Morant. And according to the source, Nike said, "We are pleased that Ja is taking accountability and prioritizing his well-being. We will continue to support him on and off the court." So it seems like Nike wants to continue with him. And even Ja Morant said that he blamed that heavy drinking was a part of his bad decisions in Colorado. So I can that probably makes sense. They heard him blame the poor decision-making inside the Glendale, Colorado strip club on the heavy drinking, recalling how the events of the night were all so fuzzy because of the booze that was flowing so freely. They believed him when he shared a message that was both humble and contrite. So it seems like he was talking to them, having a whole meeting and all that type of stuff. What else? I'm trying to find Ja Morant's statement. Okay. This is Ja Morant's statement. This is what I was trying to find. So, Ja Morant says, "I've had time to reflect," so says Ja Morant says. People don't really know if it's his team writing for him, ChatGPT, whoever is writing for him. But yeah, his statement is saying, "I've had time to reflect and I realize how much hurt I've caused. I want to apologize to the NBA, the Grizzlies, my teammates in the city of Memphis, to Adam Silver, Zach Kleiman, and Robert Pera, who gave me the opportunity to be a professional athlete and have supported me. I'm sorry for the harm I've done To the kids who look up to me, I'm sorry for failing you as a role model. I promise I'm going to be better. To all my sponsors, I'm going to be a better representation of our brands. And to all of my fans, I'm going to make it up to you. I promise. I'm spending the offseason of my suspension continue to work on my own mental health and decision making. I'm also going to be training so that I'm ready to go when I can be back on the court. I know my teammates are going to hold it down. I'm so sorry I won't be out there with you at the beginning of the season. I hope you'll give me the chance to prove to you over time that I'm a better man than what I've been showing you. Again, take that for what you will. Doesn't seem like I don't know. If he does mean it, again, he said the same thing last time. We'll have to see it. I don't know what the root cause for his most recent incident being was. I don't think he was probably drunk. He was just with friends and stuff. And I also saw a report that he unfollowed his friends that were involved in the incidents. The most recent incident, and the other friend was also involved in the one incident involving the Indiana Pacers. But yeah, so that's all kind of a step in the right direction, and a good point that I believe Woj made when I was watching First take on it. They pretty much talked about how because it's 25 games, John Morant will not be able to be considered for any potential award that's given out at the end of the season. He can't be. I'm not sure if I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he also won't be able to be considered for NBA first team or second team or anything like that. I believe. But yeah, because the NBA has a 67 game rule, so you have to at least play 67 games in order to be able to be eligible to earn those awards. And I guess that kind of is another punishment in itself, because John Morant's obviously young, and I don't know, obviously he probably wants to use his younger years to try earning the most rewards he can, just to build up that resume and build up his legacy. And I think, and I already know, if John Morant does have a crazy comeback, and he's averaging, 26, maybe. So let's say if he's averaging a triple double, because he can be a good rebounder here and there. I'm not saying he will average a triple double, but hypothetically, if he were to, people are gonna start saying he got snubbed, or this rule should be taken away because John Morant deserved it, blah blah blah, that type of thing. I feel like it'll kind of mess. I feel like it might mess with John Morant mentally, because it's he's trying to win for the team. But I feel like there's definitely part of him that wants to build his own kind of resume and, thing going on. So it'll kind of be hard for him, because it'll kind of be this whole season, the whole next season is not really going to matter in terms of awards and stuff, unless they make it to the finals and all that type of stuff, which, I don't know, with how the Denver Nuggets played, is what I really expected. But yeah, I feel like just for the Grizzlies as a whole, this suspension, as I said before, they did play well without him before. But the Grizzlies are in a conference, the Western Conference, that as of right now, a week from now even, the whole NBA could, there could be a crazy trade that happens, and then we'll have to go off of that. But the Western Conference has a lot of very talented teams, so it's a conference you need to keep up with. You can't have really you can't really slack off a lot, because it's all very close and everything like that. Because Denver's gonna still be probably in the same place. The Lakers looking to come back, and I feel like they're gonna have a stronger start next season. The Warriors, we'll see what happens there. The Suns, we'll see what happens there, because Chris Paul might be moving. But But yeah, there could be even like some smaller teams that are like kind of in the middle. Like, oh yeah, the Kings as well. Like, they have some teams, the Clippers, that, there's a lot of teams they need to compete with. So if they want to stay up top in just terms of those things, like, you'd rather start strong than have to, dig yourself out of a hole. But they can't really do anything about missing John Morant. So I believe Tyus Jones will probably be their starting point guard unless the Grizzlies want to make a trade regarding the John Morant situation. But Tyus Jones is a really good point guard. He plays the game a smart way. So I trust Tyus Jones. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm also just in terms of like a box office sales and like numbers and viewers for the NBA. Like, I feel like less people or casual fans will be watching Memphis Grizzlies games or just, games involving the Grizzlies just because John Morant's missing, because John Morant is a name. It's like, oh, I want to see John Morant play, blah, blah, blah. So that might affect like NBA sales and stuff like that in terms of money coming in, which might be another reason why he only got 25 games, because Adam Silver knows how much money he can just like bring into the league and stuff like that in terms of like advertising and marketing, as I said. So yeah, this is all kind of interesting to me. And yeah, I mean, this kind of what happens whenever you make a stupid mistake again. And yeah, hopefully he actually learns this time and we won't need to have another conversation like this. But yeah, comment down below what you guys think. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.